Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to walk you through how I sketched this rather challenging scene. So this was sketched during a sketch walk at a gallery that's located on the second floor in a shopping mall. My friends from the Urban Sketches Singapore group and I were invited by the gallery to sketch in their gallery, which overlooks the beautiful shop houses across the street, and we can do so in the comfort of air conditioning. By the way, if you have not watched the sketchwalk video that I have created for this event, you can find the link to that video in the video description below. Instead of using my sketchbook and watercolor, I have decided to use a tablet instead because I have already anticipated the lack of space in the gallery because there are going to be a lot of friends sketching with me. So with a tablet, I can actually stand and sketch, and in this case, it's actually good for me to stand and sketch because I can capture what's happening. I can draw the sketchers sketching the shop houses across the street, and I can also capture the place, in this case, the gallery where all the sketchers are. I had forgotten to take a reference photo, which is why you don't see any reference photo in this video. The app that I am using is Concepts, and this is a vector sketching app that's available on Windows, iPad, and Android tablets. And I love to use this app because of its simplicity. It is really simple to use compared to those raster drawing and painting apps such as Procreate, Clip Studio, Krita. Yeah, so this app is really simple. So now you can see me put the guidelines in light blue with light blue lines. And the reason for that is because I did not start the sketch by placing the guidelines, but as I continue to draw, I realized that it's going to be quite challenging for me to draw the perspective accurately without adding the guidelines. Now it is possible to draw everything without the guidelines, but it's so much easier to draw everything with relatively accurate perspective with the guidelines below. So now that I have drawn the structure of the buildings, I'm just adding details. I drew the outlines for the roofs and also for the front of the buildings, and then I subdivide the buildings using the pillars. And now that I have the smaller squares or rectangles, I can add the awnings and also the windows and more details, chairs and tables on the ground floor. So generally speaking, when it comes to drawing, you should always draw the big shapes first. Make sure you get the composition right, and then fill in the details within the big shapes. Now if you draw by starting with details, at least for me, I have a tendency to draw bigger and bigger as I go on, so the proportion will be skewed. It's not going to look right as I continue to draw. So having the guidelines there really helps. So now I'm drawing my friends who are either seated on the floor or on their portable stools, and they are overlapping the background, which is the road and also the shop houses. So the main difference when it comes to sketching digitally versus sketching with ink, like actual ink and paper, is with digital, you can erase. So if I drew any elements overlapping the background and I need to erase the background, I can do so. But when you're sketching with ink, you have to plan in advance what space to leave blank so that you can draw the foreground elements first. Or you can draw the foreground elements first and then the background. So now you see me draw the metal part of the window frame, and there are many details behind that I have to erase, and I can erase those details because I'm drawing digitally. So while drawing the people, I am always comparing the person that I'm currently drawing with other elements that I have already drawn so that I can draw the people at the correct proportion. And also while drawing, I need to make sure my alignment is correct. For example, for the guy that's standing on the right side, I have to make sure that his right feet is much higher compared to his left feet due to perspective. For this sketch, you see me draw the shophouses first, followed by the sketchers and then the window frames. The reason why I drew the shophouses first is because I always try to draw the most important subject first. Like if I have to leave a scene suddenly due to weather or a vehicle parks in front of me blocking my view, at least I would have managed to capture the main subject, which is why I always try to draw the most important part of the scene first. So now I'm just adding some of the paintings that were on display at the gallery just to provide context as to where we are. And I love this scene that I have captured because there is the who, what, when, where, how. So we know who are in the scene, we know that there are people in the scene, we know what they are doing, they are sketching the shop houses across the street. We know when it's daytime because we can see the clouds. We know where they are in an art gallery, inside an art gallery, and we know how they are able to sketch the shop houses because they were seated inside the gallery. Generally speaking, if you are able to capture the who, what, when, where, how, the storytelling is pretty much there. When sketching, it is important for your sketch to have clarity. What I mean by that is, are you able to see what's happening or what's being drawn at a glance? And your sketch should have clarity before you add colors, because if your line art does not have clarity, adding colors later on isn't going to help with improving clarity. Now, it is possible to improve clarity by adding colors, because with colors you also add contrast, and with contrast you may improve the clarity of the scene. You may be able to show what you are actually drawing more clearly with additional colors. But line art is important for pen and ink sketches. For the coloring of this sketch, I just picked the colors from the color wheel of this app, which is actually based on a Copic coloring system. Now, for some reason, it is really easy to pick colors from this color wheel and have the colors work harmoniously together, which is why Concepts is such an easy app to use, relatively speaking, compared to other apps like Procreate or Clip Studio Paint. One big reason why I love this app is because it features an infinite canvas. So if you want to continue drawing, you can do so forever until you are tired. And why this is great is because you can draw the whole scene as much as you can, and later on you can then frame the scene to export the artwork to share online. And because there is no limitation to the canvas size, you can actually capture more in an artwork. As you can see, this is a one-point perspective scene, and I was standing behind the sketchers. Now, if I am to stand closer to the window, I may be able to sketch the faces, the facial features of some of the sketchers, and also show more of the gallery. So choosing the right place to sit or stand will also affect storytelling. Alright, the sketch is almost done. By the way, if you guys want to learn more about urban sketching, you can check out the many free tutorials that I have on my YouTube channel. Or you can consider supporting me on Patreon, and you can get access to even more tutorials that I have created over the years. Your support on Patreon allows me to create all the sketching videos and art product reviews that you see on my YouTube channel and my blog. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Bye!